It is Tuesday, December 23rd. I'm Bernice Hillier, and this is The Signal. Adam is away. For many in this province, today is known as Tibbs Eve, but people from around the world live in Newfoundland and Labrador. We will hear about some of their holiday traditions today, and we want you to call in. Well, let's introduce our guests who are with us throughout the show. They are joining us by phone. Katerina Sidorenko is from Ukraine. She is in Corner Brook. She moved here in 2022. Good afternoon to you, Katerina.
Good afternoon, Bernice. Good afternoon, everyone.
And Tracy Israel is joining us on the line. She is from Jamaica, and she is now a resident of the Corner Brook area. Good afternoon to you, Tracy.
Hi, Bernice. Good afternoon, everyone.
And Lisa Cortez is joining us as well. She is from the Philippines and moved here in 2019. I believe I have that right. Lisa, you can correct me, but good afternoon to you.
Yes, you're correct. Good afternoon, Bernice, and to everyone.
Well, we are ready to take your calls as well. If you are listening this morning and you are curious maybe about traditions for Christmas in Ukraine or Jamaica or Philippines, you can certainly call in. But if you had to pick one holiday tradition of your own, wherever you're calling in from or wherever you're listening right now, what would you say is your favorite holiday or Christmas tradition? The numbers to call are 709-722-7111. And you can call from anywhere in Newfoundland and Labrador, 1-800-563-8255. If you'd like to text us with a message during the show, tell us about your favorite holiday tradition. You can text us 709-327-8206. You can also send us an email, thesignal@cbc.ca. Well, first, let's go to our guests who are joining us throughout the program. Tracy, tell us a little bit about how important Christmas time is in your home country of Jamaica.
Christmas in Jamaica it's all about the celebration of Jesus Christ. As you know, Jamaica is big on Christianity. And so with all of that comes the togetherness of people, of our families, our friends, and the community, just fellowshipping with each other, laughter, and of course food. Music and food has to be the highlight of all of that.
And Lisa, what about for you in the Philippines? Tell us a little bit about just how big a celebration, how important is this time of year in the Philippines?
It's almost the same as what Tracy mentioned, but this time in the Philippines, as early as September, we start celebrating. So all decorations are in every corner of like offices, houses, and even malls. And family starts to gather or have reunions, school reunions, and talk about like what will we be having for food, for our meal. So it's a long season celebration. Although Christmas is really December, but September, once September 1 appears, then it's all celebration from then.
And Lisa, do you know how that came about? Why starting in September?
Actually, it's because I don't know. Probably it's what I know is that because the Burr months, it starts to get like cool season.
Yes.
So, and then there are like for gifts, people start buying gifts at that time because it's a sale season also. So, and then people start like planning to travel, going back to the Philippines to be with their family. And that's why it became, and then the song also, we have this song that we call the Christmas in Our Hearts by Jose Marie Chan. So when that song starts on December 1 and on September 1, then everyone has automatically it signaled them, oh, it's already Christmas season.
Wow. Katerina, I want to bring you into the conversation again. So in Ukraine, how significant is Christmas time for you back home in Ukraine?
For sure, I can say that except of all the religious tradition, Christmas, it's a family holiday in Ukraine for sure. All of the family members around all of the Ukraine, around all of the world, for example, if our relatives live somewhere abroad, everybody try to gather together around big table with full of food, full of presents, full of good memories about past, about our relatives, about our ancients and stuff like that. So it's a family tradition.
Tracy, what is Christmas Eve like in Jamaica? What do you do on Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve is the biggest party, one of the biggest party. We call it Grand Market. In every town area or in every parish, there is a, say like Cornerbrook, we would close off West Street. All of that street would be closed. All of the vendors would be coming out with small stalls. Everything is on sale, from art, food, art and crafts, food, clothes, kids, toys for the kids. So everybody would come to the town areas to do their last-minute Christmas shopping. And there would be we call it a boom box, like a music box in the middle of the town playing Christmas carols or reggae music. And everybody is just out shopping and just having a good time. And that's what the community comes together and do.
Tracy,
right?
it sounds like
food.
a good idea that maybe we can adopt here.
It would be beautiful. Except for we go from, say, 9 or 10 in the morning straight back till midnight. While you close off everything at 6 p.m. or 5 p.m., we go until midnight on Christmas Eve. Yes.
Lisa, what about in the Filipino culture? Tell me what happens on Christmas Eve, because it is a very significant day for you as well.
Yes, but let me mention first that before Christmas Eve, we have what we call the Misa de Gallo. It's 9 dawn masses. So there is a mass at 4 a.m. that people attend in all the Catholic churches. So it's an hour long mass. And then after that 4 a.m., people, after that is, we have lined up, like food vendors with all the native, rice cakes that we have. And, so after that, it starts on December 16 and ends on December 24. Now on December 24, which is, at night, which is the evening mass, what we call, Misa de Aguinaldo, which means, it's, mass of gift. So aguinaldo is gift in Spanish. So because we were influenced by the Spaniards. So and then that evening mass, after the evening mass, which is on December 24, after that we all go to our houses, have celebration of the Noche Buena, which we prepare. As I've mentioned, we have the lechon, which is the roasted pork. We have ham, cheese. And everyone who wants to come to your house is welcome to eat with you.
Wonderful. Katerina, what would Ukrainian people typically do on Christmas Eve?
So one of the famous tradition in my country is Christmas Eve. It's a special dinner called Свят Вечер or Свята Вечеря. So what does it mean? Families prepare 12 dishes, each representing one of the apostles, like Saint Apostles who follow Jesus Christ. The dinner is a meat-free and often including fish, cabbage, mushrooms, beet soup, dumplings, and sweet treats. So before eating, family lights a candle, which symbolizes like the first star showing on the sky. It means like Jesus Christ was born, and say prayer, and after that share the meal together.
Katerina, I think we can play a song now, and I want you to introduce the song that you had mentioned to me, because it is one that may be familiar to people, but they may not realize it comes from Ukraine.
Yep, absolutely. Many people around the world know the Christmas song called Carol of the Bells, but not everyone knows that it's original version of Ukrainian song. The song was originally called Щедрик, which means like a tiny Ukrainian bird, and was written over 100 years ago by Ukrainian composer Mykola Leontovich. And when the melody traveled around the world, English lyrics were later added, and it became to know as Carol of the Bells that people know right now, right? And it's absolutely everywhere around the world. And by the way, some people don't know, but English language lyrics were written in 1936 by the American composer with Ukrainian roots, whose name was Peter Wilhovsky, which is originally like the author of Carol of the Bells.
Okay, so that's the reason it's gone all around the world. We're going to hear the Kubasonics version of that song now. Those are the Kubasonics, and I want to bring Katerina back in. This was a song that you'd chosen, not this particular version, but the Kubasonics are a Ukrainian Newfoundland group. I'm wondering what it means to the Ukrainian community, newcomers, people who've come in the last few years, to know that there's a group here that's been performing Ukrainian Newfoundland music, their own blend of music, over the last number of years. The Kubasonics have become quite well known.
Thank you so much, Bernice. This composition was amazing, and I'm really proud of these musicians that we have here in our Newfoundland. And for sure, our Ukrainian community is proud as well, and we are waiting for them to arrive. I know that they will have a concert here in Corner Brook in Feb 2026, and I'm really expecting of this concert, as well as some duo flowers. So it's amazing, and really, it's amazing to share our culture in a little bit modern way with all over the world.
Well, let's move on to Christmas Day. We've talked a little bit about Christmas Eve in different traditions around the world. Lisa, what can you say about Christmas Day? What happens on Christmas Day itself in the Philippines?
Christmas Day is a very busy and happy day for everyone, especially for kids, because this is the time that they go house to house to visit their grandparents and their their godmother, godfather, and they ask for blessings. When they ask for blessing, they take the hand of the godmother and then they kiss it. So, and then the godmother blesses them or say a little prayer. And usually it comes with a gift also. That's why the kids enjoy it. Going from house to house. And it's a reunion for almost everyone, for those who haven't seen or visited the families for so long. So mainly it's still food for everyone. Everywhere you go, there's food for everyone.
And what would be some of the special foods that would be part of Christmas Day for you, Lisa?
Okay. We have the rice cake, what we call the bibingka. Bibingka is the glutinous rice with salted egg, and there's also the goat cheese with it. Also, we have the puto bongbong. It's almost the same, but it's steamed using the bamboo tubes. And you put coconut in it and some sugar. For food, we have the lechon, as I've mentioned earlier. We also have pancit. It's the rice noodles. And we have the spring rolls and the lumpiang Shanghai, which almost everyone know. We have barbecue. So almost all the favorite food, usually they ask, what do you want me to cook? What do you want me to prepare? So it's all there in the table.
Lisa, what do you look forward to the most?
When I visit my godparents, wedding godparents, because we bring usually food to them, or we bring some gifts. Also, we have this tradition in our family that we go around. So we buy packs of food, and then we go around and giving out this food to the people who is working that day, who is not able to celebrate it with their family.
Right.
So we share some of that celebration to them.
Yeah. And Lisa, is there a particular food that you look forward to on Christmas Day?
Yes. The puto bongbong. That's the rice cake. That's the puto bongbong. But we have Filipinos here in Corner Brook who prepares them almost the same. And it's still delicious.
Wonderful. Tracy,
Yes.
What about for you for Christmas Day in Jamaica? What happens?
Wow. So Christmas Day, Christmas morning begins with church service at 6 a.m. And that's usually for an hour and a half. You come back home and breakfast. Breakfast is ackee and codfish. ackee and saltfish. We call it saltfish. You say codfish, with fried roast breadfruit, or boiled green boiled bananas. That's for breakfast. Then we do gift exchange, especially for the kids. Gift exchange. Then for dinner, and it's usually a quiet day. For those who don't go to church, they usually just sleep late. It's usually a very quiet day compared to the very festive day before.
Right.
Dinner is served at anywhere between 2 to 4 p.m. And so the large pots of food will be prepared with rice and gungo. Now, gungo peas is like a peas that only comes in during the month of December. So it is used for that purpose. So rice and gungo peas. That would be your starch. Then there's roasted honey glazed ham with pineapple and cherries. For those who don't eat pork, then it would be roast beef. Curry goat have to be on the table. Now, you guys don't do goat meat much here, but we do. We use the flesh part of the meat for to curry that. So that's curry goat, and then we use the feet and the head and other areas of the goat to cook soup. And then you'll have a big pot of soup, because guess what? Everybody, your neighbors, everybody who needs hope, everybody who is passing by is welcome to to share in your meal.
Your doors are open.
Have everybody. The doors are open to everybody, and we would share. We would take we as the kids, we would have to take meals to the elderlies who were not able to come over to share. But everybody just cook up a storm, and everybody just eat from everybody else's table that day, Christmas Day. And of course, we top it off with our famous rum cake. So rum cake is our dark, rich fruit cake. What makes it special is the fruits, the currants, the raisins, prunes, and cherries that are soaked in rum or fruit wine for a month or months ahead of Christmas. And so that is baked and served as your dessert. And or to top it off, we have sorrel drink. So sorrel can either be alcohol or non-alcoholic. It's also a plant that has a red rose, the flower is red. So we brew that overnight. We brew that even a month, even days or weeks before Christmas Day, and we allow that to sit, and that is served as a drink, alcoholic or non-alcoholic. So you add rum if you want alcohol, or we just have it as drink. So that is brewed in ginger and pimento seed and probably some orange seed for spices. And so that is our Christmas dinner.
Is there one food that you look forward to more than anything else, Tracy?
For Christmas, curry goat. Girl, right now, I can't get any goat meat here, and that's the only thing that is missing, because I see everything else. So my curry goat, love curry goat and roti. Roti is a very thin flour that is baked, and you wrap that. That thing that you used as a wrap for your some of your meals.
Yes.
We put the curry goat in the curried meat in the wrap, and that's just really nice.
Katerina, what about in Ukraine? What happens on Christmas Day there? And talk about maybe some of the foods, but you've already talked about some of the foods that are served that are part of your tradition.
Yeah, Bernice, we have a lot of Ukrainian tradition, but I will tell you the main one. For sure, Christmas morning begins when everybody is on the kitchen, try to prepare this 12 traditional Christmas Ukrainian dishes. When the first star on the sky show up, people usually go to church. After then, they come back home, and they from house to house. Young people who wear traditional Ukrainian clothes go to house and sing carols, wishing all of the best to all of the family members, wishing healthy, wealthy, all of the stuff, bringing happiness to each house. And for sure, it can be even strangers. So it doesn't mean it's supposed to be only family members. It can be strangers, but usually kids or young adults. They sing these carol songs. After that, when the first stars show up on the sky, family usually sit down around the table and taste kutya. So what is kutya? It's kind of sweet, cold soup made of wheat berries, poppy seeds, and honey. And sometimes we usually add walnuts, dried fruits, or raisins, like to make it even more sweeter. So kutya is a symbol of rich life, and people usually say like, how your kutya tastes in a Christmas Eve, you will have the same year. So if this kutya is much more richer, the taste is much more richer, then you will have for sure a rich year. So you will have a lot of wealth, a lot of money, a lot of happiness and stuff like that.
What a wonderful thought. I want to play another piece of music, and it's been chosen for us. Let's go to Tracy. Tell us about this song that you've chosen from Jamaica.
Oh, Christmas Breeze. Wow. So Christmas Breeze is written and sung by one of our famous groups, Fab Five. They add a little tropical twist to this song. Just so as December comes in, the weather kind of changes. We don't get snow, but it gets a little colder, a little chill. So it's windy. We in Jamaica we say breeze a blow, while you guys would say it gets windy. So once you see the wind picks up, then you know that Christmas is in the air. And so these guys they just put this tune together just to capture a little bit of, they blend reggae rhythms with holiday cheers just to make it a little exciting. So.
All right. Well, we've got the Fab Five all queued up and ready to go with that Christmas breeze. Shared with us by Tracy Israel from Jamaica. Christmas Breeze by Fab Five.
Some of the lyric in that is patois. So patois is one of our second language that we speak in Jamaica. So you might not understand all of the lyrics because it's in patois.
Wonderful. Well, we've been talking about holiday traditions that are specific to one religion so far on the show today, but Jewish people in this province have just concluded an 8-day festival of lights, which is Hanukkah. Rabbi Chernitsky is with the Shabbat of Newfoundland, based in St. John's, and he joins us on the line today. Hello to you, Rabbi Chernitsky. Welcome to The Signal.
Thank you for having me back.
Well, what is Hanukkah, first of all, for those of us who may not know exactly what it is, and what does it represent?
Hanukkah celebrates two historical events. Hanukkah took place in the 2nd century BCE in the land of Israel, Jerusalem to be more precise. And Hanukkah celebrates two things, essentially. Number one, the victory of the war. The Syrians had adopted the Greek culture. They took over the land of Israel, took over Jerusalem, took over the Jewish temple, and forbade the Jews from observing Judaism. After the revolt, the small and weak Jewish army, led by Matisyahu and his sons, they won the war against the strong and numerous Syrian Greek army. So that's miracle number one. And miracle number two is that when they were cleaning up the temple from all the idolatry that was brought in by the Syrian Greeks, they needed olive oil because olive oil is used every single day as part of the temple service, lighting the menorah, which was done every afternoon. But for that, you need olive oil that's spiritually pure, okay? So it's not a type of impurity that you could see with an X-ray machine or with a CAT scan. This is about spiritual impurity. There's many laws about this. The point is that there was no spiritually pure oil available, and they searched until they found one jug that was sealed. It was sealed, they knew it wasn't touched and defiled, and they were able to use the jug, but it was only a tiny jug. There was only enough oil to last one day. Miraculously lasted for 8 days until they were able to produce more olive oil, and that's the second miracle that's observed during Hanukkah. And so we light the menorah each night of Hanukkah to remember the miracle of the oil that lasted for 8 days.
And what else do Jewish people do during those 8 days of Hanukkah? How do you celebrate and mark this time of year?
It's a big time to come together with family. A lot of people, so the custom is to stay by the menorah after lighting it And so we light it nowadays around the sundown. So here in St. John's, sundown is like 4:10. So 4:10 or so, we light our menorahs, say the blessings, light the candles, then we stick around at least for half an hour. And a lot of people like to play with the dreidel. The dreidel is a spinning top with 4 sides. Each side has a Hebrew letter, which is the first letter of 4 different words. Nes Gadol Haya Sham. A great miracle happened there in the land of Israel. And I don't know who came up with the game, but so if you get the letter Hey in Hebrew, so the way you play is that everybody gets chocolate chips or chocolate coins, and everybody puts one into the middle, and then everybody gets a turn to spin, and depends on what you get, depends what happens. So if you the letter Gimel, you get everything. The letter Hey, you get half. Letter Shin, you have to put one in. And then the letter Nun, nothing happens, and you move on to the next person. So a lot of people like to do the two together. They play with the dreidel after lighting the menorah, but they're not necessarily connected. The origin of the dreidel is from the times of Hanukkah. One of the things that the Syrian Greeks forbade the Jews from doing was studying the Torah, studying Judaism. And so when this happened, the children or teachers were hiding in the caves to study, and they had somebody on the outside just in case any soldiers would come in to check what was going on. And when the Syrian Greek soldiers came in to see if they were studying, they would put away the books, pull out the dreidel, and say, "No, we weren't studying. We were playing with the dreidel. Leave us alone." So that's where the dreidel comes from. Yeah. And then you have to, yeah.
How important a part of the year is Hanukkah for Jewish people?
I think it's super important on many levels. There's people that throughout the year may not be very observant, but they connect to Hanukkah for some reason. Maybe they grew up with it. And I think also there's a bit of a feeling that we need to compete with our Christian neighbors, which I think is unfortunate because, Hanukkah and Christmas have nothing to do with each other. Funny enough, Christmas is not mentioned in the Christian Bible, but Hanukkah is. That's just a side point. Each person has to find the fortitude within themselves to be proud of who they are as Jews and appreciate the holidays that we have. It's not in competition. It's not because they have this, we have that, but rather we have our own religion that stands on its own 2 feet, and we carry Hanukkah through the whole year, right? Hanukkah, we light the candles. We see how one candle in the dark lights up the room. So that's our job in this world. This is everybody's job, Jewish and not. We're here to light up the world with goodness, kindness, love, and hope. And after Hanukkah, we bring this into the daily grind.
Now, Rabbi, you made reference there, of course, to Christmas. I mean, your Christian friends are going to be busy over the next few days. Is this a busy time for you now, or is this a bit of a break for you after the busyness of Hanukkah?
A great question. It's actually a break, for sure. And, Hanukkah doesn't always fall out when it fell out this year because we follow the Hebrew calendar, follows the moon. And so, Hanukkah might be right at the end of November, into December, mid-December, end of December, and so on and so forth. Sometimes it really coincides with the Christian holidays, and everybody has a good laugh. But, of course, they're not related.
All right. Well, Rabbi Chernitzky, thank you so much for joining us today. I really do appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
That is Rabbi Chernitzky. He is with the Shabbat of Newfoundland based in St. John's. And we're getting close to the end of our program, so I want to give each of our guests we've had with us throughout the show an opportunity to say how they're going to be spending their Christmas here in Newfoundland and Labrador. So Katerina Sidorenko, originally from Ukraine, now making your home in Newfoundland. How will you be spending Christmas this year?
So this year, just a week ago, we have a specific celebration for our Canadian friends from Ukrainian community. Bernice was one of the guests, so you can share your emotion after that. So we just try to share our culture, our carols, Ukrainian carols, and for sure our traditional Ukrainian cuisine with our Canadian friends. So you can tell your feedback about this if you like it as well.
Yes, you had a wonderful gathering for people in the community here in Corner Brook, and the Ukrainians shared their culture with us, and we really appreciated that for sure. How will you spend Christmas Day, Katerina?
Yeah, about myself this year, I will spend it with my friends as well, because unfortunately my family stayed in Ukraine. My dad is in the military, my mom support him. So I will spend this Christmas together with my Newfoundland Ukrainian friends.
Tracy, what about you? I'm not sure if this is your first Christmas away from Jamaica. Maybe your second, is it?
My second. This is my second Christmas, and I will be sharing my Jamaican cuisine with my Newfoundland family that I'm sharing home with, along with another, my family, like my daughter and granddaughter will be here as well. So I do have family, and my Newfoundland family, I will be sharing Christmas with them.
Wonderful. Lisa, what about for you? You're from the Philippines. You've been here for a number of years now. How will you spend Christmas Day?
It's still with my family who's here, and some of my friends who became family also for us. So we will have like a dinner here, exchange gifts, and on the 25th itself. And of course, we need to call our families in the Philippines through the video call.
What will that be like
Yes.
for you, calling back home on Christmas Day, a time when all of us really want to be with our family in person?
It's sentimental, but at least now it's not too hard to communicate with them. You get to call them more often than before, but it's still like you still miss them because you're not with them physically.
Katerina, will you be in touch with your parents back in Ukraine?
Absolutely, for sure. I will have a video call with them and to my grannies and my aunt and uncle and my two cats that stay in Ukraine. So for sure, I will see them by video. But anyway, probably next year I will see them.
Tracy, I know your home country was ravaged by the terrible hurricane not that long ago. Will you be in touch with family back there?
Yes, I will be in touch with family members. There's still some who is without power, so some of them I won't be able to, but I will be on video calls with family members that I can reach out to and friends.
Lisa, you had a song that you were going to share with us, Pasko Nana Nam, I believe. Maybe you can tell us what this one is all about.
Yes, it's Pasko na naman, which means it's Christmas again in English. So this was composed by Felipe Padilla de Leon, actually my great-grandfather. This came out in 1965. This became like one of the traditional Christmas songs in the Philippines. So it talks about love, giving, and that it encourages everyone to be thankful for what we have the whole year and be thankful for the coming of Jesus again, being born again, being reminding us always that He is always there to give love and hope to everyone. And surprisingly, this song is sung almost, not almost, but some of the core groups in some of the provinces here in Canada, like in Winnipeg, Mississauga, and then in Manitoba. So if you search it up in YouTube, you can definitely listen to that song also.
All right. Well, I found a version in our CBC system by a group called the Alpha All Stars. Here it is.
Oh.
And that's from a group called the Alpha All Stars. Lisa, how true is that to the original you might have had in mind when you suggested that song?
Well, yeah, it's the same, and it's all whatever they are singing. It's all true that Christmas is really time of love and giving.
And did you say it was your great-grandfather who composed that?
Yes.
Wow. Incredible.
Yes.
I want to ask you, Lisa, we're getting ready to wrap up today, but I wonder, is there a Christmas greeting that you can bring to us? What would be a typical way people would greet each other this time of year in the Philippines?
usually we just say kiss and hug each other and just say Maligayang Pasko, or it means Merry Christmas. And I wish you all the happiness and the blessings that life has to give.
Wonderful. And
Yes.
Tracy, what about for you in Jamaica? How would people be greeting each other this time of year?
We say big up to all Jamaicans living here and abroad, and Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year to one and all.
So in your first language, how would you say Merry Christmas?
That's what we just say big up, big up, big up
Big up.
yourself. Yeah, so we say big up yourself.
And Katarina, what about in Ukraine? How do people greet one another this time of year? Is there a Christmas greeting that you typically use?
Yeah, for sure. I will say it first in my Ukrainian, like in my native language. We say Христос народився, славімо його. It means like Jesus Christ was born and glory to him.
It sounds like in all three of your traditions, the, I guess, true meaning of Christmas, the origin of Christmas is very much still front and center. Would you say that's fair to say, Lisa?
Yes, it is. Yes, that's true.
And Tracy, for you in Jamaica, you were saying, you're a Christian country, a country where the church is still very strong.
Oh, yes, very much indeed. Christ is the center. Christ is the reason for the season, and we don't leave that out. Yes, we don't leave that out.
And Katarina, for you with your family back home, what will be the conversation when you connect with them? And you referenced that maybe next year you might be with them.
Yep. For sure, I wish to all of my family members and to my friends come back home peace. Stay in peace and stay safe.
Well, I want to thank all three of you for being with me today. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show, to share a little bit, to learn a little bit about your Christmas traditions and to hear a little bit of music as well that's somewhat special to you because of this time of year. Thank you to all three of you for being with me. Katarina Sidorenko from Ukraine, thank you.
Thank you so much.
And Tracy Israel is from Jamaica. Thank you so much, Tracy, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Lisa Cortez is from the Philippines. Thank you so much for joining us, Lisa.
Thank you so much, too. And it's a pleasure.
And, of course, we also had Rabbi Chernitsky on the line from the Shabbat in St. John's. So we were very appreciative of everyone who agreed to join us to share their traditions with us for this holiday season. Now, to round out our show today in our final moments, the Signal host Adam Walsh has left behind a gift for us to share with you. It is a conversation he had with author Phil Riggs. Now, Riggs has published a book called How a Moose Helped Santa at Christmas. And as you'll hear, that book is a way for Phil Riggs to help children understand some of the consequences of climate change.
All right, I got a book in the mail the other day, How a Moose Helped Santa at Christmas, written by Phil Riggs of Glovertown, who is on the line with me now. Hello, sir. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. How you doing?
Thanks, I'm doing good.
All right, tell us about the book.
Okay, now, that book basically, the theme of it is about global warming, right? So, I mean, poor old Santa, it's global warming up there, and it can't very well, the reindeer get stuck in the snow, so poor old Santa, he needs, it's almost like when a plane takes off, he's got to have sort of a bit of a run, right, before he gets in the air. So the snow is way too soft for the reindeer. So he decided, well, the best thing to do was see if he could come up with a moose. And, of course, the one he got was the largest, the strongest, the most kind-hearted moose they could get. And then he had to get an elf sent there to sort of convince him that, okay, Santa needs you now this Christmas because reindeer are not doing the job. So. Yeah, so that's sort of how it went. Now, the thing is, the book itself for children is sort of I suppose it's a starting place for children to discuss global warming, right? That was sort of the idea I had behind it.
Yeah,
it's a
great. I mean, it's a great entry point for that conversation because it's a lovely story about Santa, but yeah, it touches on global warming, touches on climate change, and it's like you said, it's this nice jumping off point for a conversation for a family.
Yeah, it is, right? So that's the whole idea behind it. Of course, it had to be a fun book, right? So it's sort of, I suppose it was sort of a creative way to bring the whole idea to children about global warming, right?
And who did the illustrations? Because they are fantastic.
Now, isn't that something? Now, Corey Mayhew has done almost all of my children's books. He's done the illustrations. But like the other books, it was what he used to do was he had it sort of, because they were about a grandfather and a grandson, and they were more, human-like, right? Mm. So when I put this to him, I said, now, Corey, and he came back and said, Phil, I think this time we should do it because it's sort of a fantasy magical book. He said, I think, you should do it so that it's, I don't know, not really cartoon-like, but less human, right?
Yeah, it's in the, I think in the realm of manga and cartoons, right? So anyone who would look at that, who knows what I'm talking about there, they'll automatically right away identify with it. And it's very much geared for young folks, for children, because it's illustrated in such a lovely way that would, I think, speak to kids.
And like you could see that in the beginning, right, on the cover page, you can see how he's got the moose done, right?
Totally.
So that sort of is eye-catching, and that was really good about the book too, right?
And $1 goes to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, correct?
Yeah, indeed it does. And tonight now, while we're at our hockey party, all the boys are going to bring in a donation, and whatever we raise, well, of course, we'll have a draw for the book, but all the money that goes to the Make-A-Wish too, right?
And Mr. Riggs, for folks who might want to get a copy of How a Moose Helped Santa at Christmas, how do they do that?
Well, now, if they're in St. John's, it's in the chapters and the two Coles in the Avalon Mall, right? And it's in different places in Gander and at the bookstore there, and it's at Hare Bay, and of course here in Glovertown we got Timber and Twine, and we've got the drugstore, and of course anybody who wants a book. I mean, I got lots, and I can give them a book. Now I know it's a bit short for to be sending them off. But lots of the books, they've gone down the States, they've gone to Fort Mac, everywhere. So, they've gone a lot of places. And the other thing which Corey did, which was really good, was I gave him a whole list of children's names, right? Mm. And a lot of them, of course, are at what we call the Plant Road crowd. It's like Anglebrook Road where the old mill is Plant. So yeah. I sort of got all the kids there, and I put their names in there, and Corey, when he drew Santa's, sleigh and the big bag, a lot of the kids' names are there. So, and some of the parents really love that their kids are...
That's really nice.
So, all that sort of goes together. You know the very first person who bought that book?
Who?
It was your first cousin. Russell Stewart.
Oh, Russell bought it. Amazing. Okay. And
Russell always buys every single book that I've written, right?
Yeah.
Russell is the first one there to buy the book. So, yeah, just a little extra.
He's some young lad, that Russell.
Yeah, oh, yes, he's a fine lad, yeah. And my wife, of course, taught him years ago, right?
There you go.
But, yeah, so, yes.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for this. Thanks for sending it to me and to you and the family and everyone in Glovertown. Merry Christmas.
That was The Signal's Adam Walsh talking with author Phil Riggs. The name of his book, How a Moose Helped Santa at Christmas. And that's all the time we have for The Signal today. I hope you enjoyed our program. We've been bringing you some discussion about traditions around the world. I hope you enjoy your Christmas traditions. One of the traditions here at The Signal is to have a very special guest on December 24th. So tomorrow on the Christmas Eve edition of The Signal, Santa Claus will be my guest in the St. John studio. I'm unfortunately located in Corner Brook. I'm hoping for a video link so at least I can catch a glimpse of him. Get ready for the children to call in and talk to Santa tomorrow on The Signal.